Hello, everyone. My name is Gabe Mendez. Today is March 22nd, and today we are doing the training on the home buyer webinar. And we're just going to jump right into it. All right. So step number one, we're talking about the home buyer webinar. It's really important to drive traffic to the webinar. Otherwise, no one's there and you're presenting to yourself. And maybe your mom might be there to support you. I don't know, but we want more than just mom. So how do we get more people there? If you're watching this on replay, you can go ahead and fast forward 2 or 3 minutes. Right now, I'm going to interact live with the audience that we have, with the rest of the winner's circle. So everyone who's out there, can you guys give me some ideas? How do you drive traffic to a buyer webinar? You guys can unmute yourself and just jump right in, or just can text.
A boosted post announcing it all over your here at the county or whatnot.
I love that. Let me, I would like for us to focus on things that don't require money. So what can we do that don't require money to drive massive amounts of traffic to the buyer webinar?
Up at local businesses and either leave a flyer, or I would assume a flyer, and let them know what's taking place, look and whatnot.
Love that. Okay, so we got the flyer. Yes. What else? Posting on social media. Yes. But Alondra, I need you to be more specific. What does that mean? What do you mean post on social media?
Video, a lot of marketing, all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. And then maybe even sending the post directly through DM to people that have reached out to you before, or just anyone.
Yeah, of course, Jen, knows, of course, queen of social media over here. All right, get ready to write this down. Here are the notes that I have for you. Ready? Here we go. Well, actually, before I even can talk about that, can someone tell me really fast? I know this is going to sound like an off-topic question, but it's relevant to what I'm getting ready to tell you. How many of you guys, yes, Elizabeth, thank you. That is literally one of the points I was getting ready to talk about. Facebook groups, absolutely, yes. Can someone drop it in the chat below? What is a better, which is a superior cell phone? Is it Apple or is it Android? Is it iPhone or is it Android? Which one's better? I'm an iPhone guy. Which one's better? Drop it in the chat. Which one's better? Okay, Vanessa says iPhone. Elizabeth says iPhone. Carolina says iPhone. Vanessa says iPhone. These are better phones. Okay, iPhone. Awesome. iPhone. Thank you, Des, Irma, and Giovanna. Dolores, iPhone. Dolores says Android. Okay, we're going to pause there for a second. Thank you guys for participating. Ready? Drum roll, please, in my head. The best phone is actually Android. Android has a superior operating system, superior camera technology, and they've led in all of that for the many years. Surprising, right? They have a way better phone, better megapixels in their camera. Can someone tell me why, although Android has a better operating system, better camera, better everything for years, can someone tell me why that when Android releases a phone, no one's losing their socks? There's no lines wrapped around the building. Why is that? Vanessa says marketing. Colleen says marketing. Dolores says marketing. Marketing is boring. The marketing sucks. I'm so sorry to say, but the marketing is horrible. Horrible. But guess what iPhone does? You guys ready? You know what iPhone does? Literally, like 3 to 4 months before the new phone is released. Yes, Desiree, yes. They build suspense. Listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you next. iPhone does an amazing job at promoting the phone 3 to 6 months before the new release of the phone, before the new phone comes out. You know what they do? They take glamorous photos. They build it up and say, oh, look, we added a third camera. Oh, look, the charging station moved from here to here. Oh, look, now you have to buy a brand new charger for it because the old ones that we've been selling for the last 5 years don't work anymore because we want to make more money on you. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, like the screen goes from top to bottom. And then they get celebrity endorsements. And then they send you email blasts. And then they send you text message campaigns. And then they remind you that it's coming out in 2 months. Then they remind you it's coming out in 30 days. Then they remind you it's 2 weeks around the corner. Then they tell you to have a limited time offer right now. You trade in the other ones, you'll get it for free. These guys are dripping on you consistently, on all of us, for 3 to 6 months before the phone is released. And guess what happens with the phone that's an inferior product, with the phone that has smaller megapixels, with the phone that has less technology than the Android does? When the phone is released, they have lines wrapped around the building and the phone sells out. The phone sells out. Let me tell you what I'm really good at. I sell homes. I market homes. I sell homes like Apple sells phones. Most real estate agents sell homes like Android. Boring, not exciting, not over the top, not too much. I sell homes like Apple sells phones. I'm on top of that, all hard. Okay, so I say all that to say this. In order for you to drive massive amounts of traffic to any platform, but specifically today, the webinar, you have to have a crazy marketing plan. What does that look like? You can't start promoting it too far in advance because no one's going to write it in their calendar, but you also can't do it too soon because then you might lose a lot of people. Prime example, the Winner's Circle event that we're having tomorrow. I created a marketing plan for it. We barely started marketing it last Thursday, and we're over 600 registrations. The place is sold out in one day because of the marketing. So let's talk about it. Ready? Write this down, everyone. Here we go. Write this down, everyone. Hold on. Here we go. Number one, create a graphic. Create a graphic. Did everyone see the graphic that I created for this training today? I dropped it on Slack. Did everyone see that? It was simple, right? But it's better than just making a simple post. It's a graphic. You must make a graphic so it looks over the top. Number two, create a Facebook event. So you have the graphic, you have the Facebook event already established. Number three, you want to start the marketing 10 days before. Giving you guys a blueprint right here. This is literally like what we do for everything that we do, like everything that we do. Number four, have your lender have your lender co-host it with you. So get the lender on board with you. That's not really part of the marketing plan, but I have it on a side note that I forgot to mention earlier. Have the lender co-host it with you. The two lenders that we recommend are Carlos with Trusted Rate. That's one of our preferred lenders. And then Alfonso with Point Mortgage. Those are, like, if you talk to the Game Mendez group, those are our two preferred guys. Those are our two go-to guys. We love the way they work. We love how honest they are. We love how quickly they respond. We love the customer service. We love how intelligent and the products they know. So if you guys need a referral, a warm introduction with Alfonso or Carlos, let me know and I'll make the introduction. Okay, next. Once you have the graphic created and the Facebook event created and it's already 10 days before, number one, oh, my phone camera frozen. 1 second. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Hello, testing. Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So once you have that created, you're going to post it on the following pages: Instagram, Facebook, email blast, text message blast. If you have your CRM already dialed in. That's where you're going to promote those places. You can try Pinterest, you can do TikTok and all that stuff. We don't do that. We just focus on Facebook, Instagram, and then our SOI or our database on email campaign. Okay, so we have the social platforms. Let's talk about Facebook for a second. On Facebook, you must promote it on your Facebook business page, your personal page, and groups, Facebook groups. You have to promote it on these pages. On the Facebook group, I want you to write this one down. Do not solicit, just help. Do not solicit, just help. What do I mean by that? Let me elaborate a little more so you guys can get some context. When you go on these Facebook groups, they're very sensitive about you selling things. The quickest way to get yourself kicked out of the group or your post shut down is when you're selling something like, hey, contact me for buying or selling. If you have any questions, don't do that. So when you write the caption for your Facebook groups, I want you to say something along the lines of this. Hey guys, just wanted to drop this in here, just in case anyone's thinking about buying a home. There's a free home buying webinar happening next week on Thursday. It's from 2 to 1 on Zoom or 1 to 2 on Zoom. If you guys want to register, I'll just drop the link in the bio. Hope you guys are all having a good day. Super chill, super nonchalant. It's not selling. You're literally just like advising people, giving them a heads up that the event is taking place. Don't talk about selling, or don't even say it's even you. Just say, hey, there's an event taking place next Thursday and it's on buying a home. That's all you're doing on Facebook groups. Which Facebook groups should you be promoting it on? You should be promoting it on Facebook groups that are relevant to your city in your area. So for example, if you live in Redlands or Los Angeles or Orange County or a niche neighborhood, maybe you're in Fullerton, you might want to say something. Maybe it's like Fullerton moms, right? Or moms of Fullerton, military wives of Fullerton. If you're in Redlands, moms of Redlands, dads of Redlands, retired vets of Redlands. You're in San Diego. Get specific with those groups. If you guys have not started adding yourself to those groups, you got to get invited into those groups. You're going to share that on those platforms. On Instagram, it's kind of obvious. Now we're moving over, back on Facebook, your business page, that you could be a little more salesy. Hey, everyone, and you can use the copy template that we've been giving you. Hey, San Diego, if you've been thinking about buying a home recently, on the 10th, in 10 days from now, we're going to be talking about, we have a home buyer webinar. Please register down below. You can be a little more salesy on your Facebook business page. On your Facebook personal page, your copy needs to look different as well. Remember, your friends and family are the ones who are following. Chances are it's a little more older demographic on Facebook. So when you're writing the caption on Facebook, you don't use the same thing on your Facebook business, and you definitely don't use the same thing on the Facebook groups. Gabe, are you serious? We have to write this 3 times? Yes. You have to respect the platform for what it is. You talk differently on every single platform. So your Facebook personal page, you're literally just having a conversation with your friends and family. Hey fam, hey friends and fam, just want to give you guys a quick heads up. I'm hosting a buyer webinar next week in 10 days. It'd really mean a lot for me if you guys can please show up, or if you guys know of someone, send them the link so they can register. That's like your Facebook copy that you're going to be writing, something like that. Okay, I'm going to pause for a quick second because I just gave you guys a mouthful. Do we have any questions on that before we move on to the next segment?
On the blast, the email blast, Gabe, do you use MailChimp or do you use something else?
We're now starting to use, well,
Oh
before-
yeah, the CRM, our new CRM. We need to get familiar. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, before we were using Elevated Network, but now we're using our new CRM, KV Core, which all of you have access to. Any final questions before we move on? Remember, the marketing is important. If you don't market this the right way, you're giving yourself a lesser likelihood of a lot of people showing up. And the whole goal is you want a good group of people there. No one wants to be the one of 3 who's listening to you. It's very uncomfortable on Zoom. You want to get at least 10 people on that Zoom call.
Gabe, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you use like a link for them when they register? Can you share like what you use?
Yeah, we use Eventbrite.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't even write that down. I apologize, guys. Thank you for reminding me of that. One of the first steps you do is create an Eventbrite. It's free. An Eventbrite. You can also do it on your KV Core. We just haven't mastered that yet, which is I'm not talking about it. But have them sign up on your Eventbrite. So you create the Eventbrite, you put the description inside of it on the buyer webinar. And actually, let me pull it up on Facebook right now. I'm going to give you guys the exact ad copy template that we were writing on the body of it. Let's see here. And while I'm pulling this up, does anyone else have any other questions? We're going to go through this in detail because I expect all of you within the next 10 days to start taking this buyer presentation, this buyer webinar, master it, rebrand it to your name, your logo, your look, update all the numbers, and I expect you to start hosting one like at least once every 3 to 4 weeks. And you're just driving organic traffic into your page. So we're going to cover this in grave detail because I want all of you to start doing it and start driving massive leads. Look, can you guys drop it in the chat really fast? How many people are you guys seeing? A lot of people, a little people, or no one, real estate agents hosting buyer webinars right now? Are you guys seeing a lot of agents hosting them, a small amount of agents hosting them, or no agents hosting them? Drop it in the chat. I want everyone to see that. Your responses. Not really, a little, very, very small. Wow, that's powerful. Not
The ad
really,
copy that I used from the last time.
haven't seen one in a while. Wow, isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? That you guys are saying that you guys haven't seen it in a while? That is incredible, small amount. So what does that tell you about the opportunity? What does that tell you guys about the opportunity? Drop it in the chat. What does that tell you guys about the opportunity? I'm looking at my thing right now, you guys, 1 second. It's big, huge, unique. Everyone's always talking about how can I be different? I'm literally giving you the keys right now on how you can be different. This is literally what you can do to stand out from everyone else. And guess what? Because you're part of the winner's circle, you get to have our entire buyer's webinar that we spent 40 hours on for free. And you guys are going to take it, you're going to rebrand it with your logo, you're going to watch this video, I'm going to train you guys on how to deliver it, and then you're going to go out there, start hosting this with a big opportunity consistently. People are getting their tax refunds. People are tired of all this scare in the real estate market. They're ready to buy. People are buying, but no one's out there doing it. So here's your way of being different. Okay, give me 1 moment, you guys. Thank you guys for being patient. I apologize for not having this prepared in advance, but I didn't expect to have to pull this one up. The buyer webinar. So I'm just making sure that I get this out for all of us. Home buyer webinar, boom. Here we go, I found them. All right. I'm gonna take a screenshot of my copy because I can't seem to, can you guys see this on the screen? Let me stop sharing this for a moment. No, huh? You guys can't see that, can you? No, I'll just send it in the Slack channel. I'll send it in the Slack. I want all of you to see the ad copy that we're using. Okay, so let's go back to it. So you're going to create the Eventbrite. On the Eventbrite, the language that you use to explain the buyer webinar is extremely important. If you give me too many words, if you're not concise with your message, or if the points that you're highlighting in your copy are not relevant to something that interests me, then I will not sign up for it. Let me give you a really good example. How many people have how many people either live at a house or have lived in a home that had a pool while you had kids? Drop it in the chat below. Anyone live in a house right now and you have kids, or have ever lived in a house with kids and you've had a pool before? Just anybody? Maybe you were the kid that lived in the house with the pool. Just anybody? Let's see. Me, Natalie says I do. Okay, great. One of you. Awesome. Natalie. Carolina says yes. Perfect. Desiree says me. Okay, thank you guys. Let me ask you this question. If I started off my advertisement with telling you guys, hey, hey guys, my name is Gabe Mendez. I'm a pool inspector here in the Inland Empire, Riverside, San Diego County areas. And what we do is we safely secure pools. We put fences around them. We clean the pools. We make them really cool and all that stuff. So join our hour webinar. It's going to be taking place in 10 days. We're going to teach you everything you need to know about pools and how to keep them, safe and clean and all that stuff. Maybe you're interested. Maybe you're not. But if I tell you something like this, if I say something like this in the very beginning, hey, everyone, in 10 days, I'm going to be showing you how to prevent your children from drowning in your pool in your backyard. In the next 10 days, we're going to be hosting a webinar on how to safely secure the pool in the backyard so that you never have to deal with your child ever drowning again. Did you know that over 30% of deaths happening in children under the age of 5 are due to swim like that, whatever it might be? When I start talking about your pain points more, when I start addressing the pain points more, your ear opens up and now you're more likely to enroll. Remember, people make decisions off 2 reasons. Either 1, it's to get closer to pleasure, or 2, to get further away from pain. I'm telling you some high-level marketing tactics right now. Think about yourself. If you ever wanted to, for those who ever wanted to lose weight before, did you lose weight because you wanted to look sexier? Or were you sick and tired of the way you felt and the way your clothes were feeling? Was it so painful that you finally decided to do something about it? It's the pain. People make decisions for 2 reasons: to get closer to pleasure or further away from pain. When you can talk on the pain point, you will have more people register or enroll for what you're doing. This is why the language on your copy for your Eventbrite needs to target the pain points. I'll give you an example. So here we talk about, on this ad copy right here, we said, first time homebuyer webinar was the first line. We will discuss current markets, that I put the address in parentheses, credit and income requirements, debt, bankruptcies, etc., VA, down payment assistance loans, etc., and much more. So someone who's facing a BK or just got out of a BK, like, oh, I'm so tired of this crap. Someone who's facing credit issues, my gosh, I'm tired of this stuff. They're hooked now. And it's not a long copy, as you can see right here. It's a very short one. So your job on that buyer, when you create your Eventbrite, I'm going to give it all to you, but I'm just helping you understand the importance of the marketing. When you create that Eventbrite, you guys are going to write that caption out. First time homebuyer webinar, discussing credit requirements, BKs, foreclosures, how to qualify for down payment assistance, 20% down, VA loan, VA financing, etc. Click right now, limited seats on Zoom. Okay. So we talked about creating the Eventbrite, the importance of the copy, and we discussed the importance of marketing across all platforms. Facebook, we talked about the 3 pages, your business, your personal, and your group. All the copy needs to sound different when you're promoting it. In your calendar, every 2 to 3 days, you need to be making a brand new post about it. The last every 2 days, so if you start 10, 14 days before, there needs to be a reminder about it, a text message, an email that goes out. Every 2 days. If you're watching my Instagram stories right now for the winner's circle, you're literally watching me every 2 days. I've been dropping a video, I've been dropping a post, or I've been sharing stories about the winner's circle. Every 2 days during that 10 to 14 time, you need to do it until the final 2 days. So if you're doing 14, that's going to be 4 touches before you get to the final 2 days. And on the final 2 days, it's going to be consecutive. Hey, just a big reminder that buyer webinars tomorrow, the day of. Hey, good morning, everyone. Buyers webinar. We're excited to see you at 1 o'clock. And as a reminder, we're going to see you on here. I'll give you the language, but in your calendar, you need to put that reminder. Gabe, why do I have to do this in my marketing? It's so much work on marketing. Do you want to be an Android or do you want to be an iPhone? Do you want no one caring about your better product, or do you want lines wrapped around the building? Come on, somebody. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Instagram, very self-explanatory. Post it on your story, post it on your page. But Gabe, I have a real beautiful feed. My feed looks so nice. Putting a graphic on there is going to make it look ugly. Do you want pretty or do you want money? Doesn't matter. I don't want likes. I want cash. I don't want comments. I want cash. I want clients who are going to be buying from me is what we're hoping to get. You can always archive the post later. The third thing you're going to do on Instagram is what Jenny talked about. You're going to be sending a direct message to people individually and inviting them. And it's not a weird, uncomfortable post. You're like, hey man, I thought about you. You reached out to me one time before about buying and selling a home, about buying a home. Here's a buyer's webinar that we're hosting. It's our first one of the year. We're going to be covering interest, credit, different loan programs, how to qualify, and answering all your questions. We only have 50 seats, so try to register as soon as possible. I'm giving you a 2-week notice. What I would do if I were all of you, you have three different inboxes. You have your primary, your general. I would take everyone that you're sending a message to about your webinar, move them from primary to general. So now you have accountability of who you've sent them. Now you have a list of who you sent the messages to. So in 2 days, 4 days, 8 days, you can go back. Hey, just a quick reminder, I'll see you in 10 days. Just a quick reminder, I'll see you in 8 days. And then you can send them the link. So keep everyone on your general tab. Remove everyone into your primary. The only people you should have in your general inbox are the people that you've been sending the link to. Yes, this is tedious. Would you rather do this, or do you want to go outside in the blazing hot sun and go knock for 8 hours? Go choose one. All right. Here's what we're teaching you guys how to do right now. All right, next thing. So we talked about Facebook. Now your email campaign. This goes out to your entire database of past clients, current clients, and your leads that you have. Your message to your past clients is different in your email blast than it is to your current clients, than it is to your database. So in your CRM, because we've been training you on this for the last 2 months, we said organize your CRM 2 months ago. In your CRM, you should have your past clients tagged as past clients. You should have your current clients tagged as current clients, and then you should have all your leads tagged as leads. People who inquired, never answered, people who stopped answering your phone call, people who never showed up to the appointment, people who took the appointment but never checked in with you again, open house people, et cetera, et cetera. So what is so your message to your current client, your past clients should sound something like this. And then, hey, their name, hope all is well. Just wanted to check in on you and just say hi. I also wanted to let you know that we're hosting our first buyer webinar of 2023. Would you happen to have any friends or family that would find any value in learning more about credit, interest? And you start labeling off the things that are on the ad copy. If you do, just reply to the email, let me know yes, and I'll send you the link. You want the interaction. You just don't want to send them a message with the link in it. You want them to interact with you so you can have a conversation with them. Yes, we actually might have somebody, hey, that's so awesome. By the way, Joe, how have you been? How are the kids? How's the house? And now you're re-engaged with the clients. There's so many benefits to that. We'll talk about that later. The current clients, can someone tell me, other than the people who are on my team, can someone tell me what your reticular activating system is? It's in your brain. What is your reticular activating system? Someone open up your mic. What is your reticular activating system? Or you can drop it in the chat. What is your reticular activating system, your RAS? Anyone? 3, 2, 1. The reticular activating system is a portion of the brain that's responsible for, in easier terms, for familiarity. What do you mean by that? How many of us here have purchased a new car before? When you bought that new car, the Tesla, the truck, the Jeep, the car, whatever the color of it, whenever you did that, when you bought that car, how many of you started to recognize that car everywhere? Right? Right? Now, let me ask you guys a question. Was that car already there? You just never noticed it? Or when you bought that car, did like the world finally release all the other cars that were similar to, and like, oh yeah, release all the cars now. Des bought that car. Obviously, the cars were already there. You just never noticed it before. That's because your reticular activating system had no reason to become familiar with that. That part of the brain had no reason. I say that to say this: your clients that you're currently working with who are buying or selling a home with you right now, or who are going through the pre-approval process, now more than ever, their RAS, reticular activating system, is fully aware of loans, credit, buying, selling. Anyone who's in their sphere, in their circle, they're like, oh, you got that car too? Oh, you're doing that too? So am I. Right now is the highest point for you to get for a referral. So you're going to reach out to your client. You're going to let them know, hey, client, hope all is well. Obviously, we're still working on the home search. Just a quick update. We're having a buyer webinar. Maybe it'd be good for you to jump on. Any friends and family? Would you happen to know of anyone who'd be interested in attending? I only have 50 seats. Send that message out to them. I would probably do that when a text message, not an email blast. It's a little more personal. And then get them to commit to send you a couple of people. Their reticular activating system is activated. Right now, more than ever, is a time that you're going to get them dialed in with it. Okay, so that's the RAS on that. Your friends, your family, your past clients. We got the database thing, and the text message campaign is the exact same one. We spent a really big portion on the marketing side, because if you don't have people there, what I'm getting ready to share with you next is going to be irrelevant. I want you to be the iPhone, not the Android. Okay, great. I'm going to pause there for 30 seconds. Any questions before we move on to the webinar? I just gave you guys a lot of information. Any questions before we hop onto the webinar? Or forever hold your peace. Anyone? 3, 2, 1. Okay, forever hold your peace. Let's get into it. Buyer webinar. Here we go. All right. Here the table of contents, everything that you want to have right now inside of your buyer webinar. Take a screenshot of it, write it down, take a photo of it. Yes, you're going to get a copy of it, but I want you guys to write it down because you guys know about retention. The items that you're going to be discussing in your webinar are rent versus own. You're going to address one of the biggest objections that we get in real estate. What happens if interest rates go up or down? You're going to discuss the steps in the purchasing process. You're going to discuss contacting a licensed real estate agent. This is where you start to sell yourself. Number 5, you're going to discuss the gathering of the necessary documents. Right here is where you're going to have your audience start to gather all the paperwork for you. So before they even know it, they're ready for the pre-approval appointment. which is pretty awesome. Number 6, you're going to just tell them the next step is to meet with a lender. And we'll talk about that in a moment. You're going to cover which loans meet your needs. This is where we're going to go over different loan options. Number 8, who can qualify? Number 9, you've been pre-approved. What's next? Okay. Rent versus own. Like I told you guys, these stats are a little old, but rent versus own. I want you guys to find the average rent in your neighborhood for a 3-bedroom single family home. It's the most common purchase for any person is a 3-bedroom. It's the most commonly purchased property, single family or townhome. But for here, we use the single family. Early last year, the rent for a single family home in San Diego was $4,500. It's gone down drastically. It's about $3,900, $4,100, it's around there. To own a 3-bedroom home in San Diego, $700,000 property, it was $4,748. So on this slide, we talk to the customer and we say, hey, all right, guys, look, let's just cover the big elephant in the room, the purple elephant in the room. Rent versus owning. If you rent a property right now, 3-bedroom house in San Diego, it's going to cost you about $4,500. What are the pros of that? Nothing. And you guys can see right here, we have pros. Now, if you own your own property in San Diego, a 3-bedroom, it's $4,748 approximately. The pro is you're appreciating 7% per year. All right. So now obviously the appreciation rate has changed a little bit. So you're going to change that. Appreciation rate. You have wealth for retirement. You have tax advantages for the write-offs, and you get to write off the interest on your property taxes and your insurance. So now you're breaking down the benefits of doing that. This is where your lender is going to step in. Listen very carefully, please. This is especially for the newer agents. I need you to listen to this next part. I'm getting ready to tell you. When a person buys their home, and let's say the payment's $4,748, please listen to this part. Please listen to this part. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, my payment's $4,748. I can rent for $4,500. But with your tax write-offs on your interest and your taxes and your insurance, when you're writing that stuff off, whatever that total amount is at the end of the year, let's just say it's, I don't know, for easy number sakes, let's just say it's ends up being a $2,400 credit at the end of the year. When you write all that stuff off, the credit that you get back for paying that, let's just say it's $2,400 for the year. That's $200 per month that you got back in credit at the end of the year for your taxes. You had to pay less money in that. That's $200 per month that comes out to. Your lender needs to know those numbers, because when you take that $200 savings that you get at the end of the year, when you file your taxes, that $200 minus $4,748 equals $4,548. People only focus on the payment that they're paying right now. They forget to look at the savings that they're getting in the future, which they're going to see in their taxes. If they did not own this home, they would have to pay $2,400 more in taxes. That's how that works. So it's important when you're doing this buyer webinar that you have those accurate numbers. And you're like, hey, lender, so right here in this portion, how much would they be writing off approximately on their taxes? They calculate the numbers in front of them. Well, right here, you'll be writing off about $3,000 per month. What's $3,000 per month divided by 12? Oh, it's $225. Oh, 225. So even though your mortgage is this much, in reality, when you do your taxes at the end of the year, you're only gonna be paying $4,500, the same amount. Now your client's like, oh crap, I never knew that. Most people think they can't afford $4,748. They're going to have to pay that money one way or another, either to Uncle Sam or they're going to get that back in a rebate. And when they get that back on their tax reductions, the savings comes out to the same amount of money. That slide is so important for you guys to hit that home on that thing. I'm also going to send you guys a link to a couple of my webinars that I've done before so you guys can see this. Next, all right, guys. So next we're going to talk about what the cost of waiting to buy. A lot of you are like, okay, I'm just going to wait to buy a house. Okay, well, what happens when the rates go up versus down? Well, right now you buy a 3-bedroom house, the cost is $700,000, your down payment's 3.5, it's 4.25% interest rate. A 2-bedroom condo is this on the bottom. Later. So if you do that now, this is what it is. But if you wait later and we wait for the interest rates to go up, let's just say they go up by 1%. 1%, and you guys are on the webinar with me. Let's just say they go up by 1%. On that 3-bedroom single family house later on the $630,000 home. Well, in order for you to have a smaller payment, when that interest rate goes up, your purchasing power needs to go down by $70,000 in order for that to happen. That 1% interest hike affected you $70,000 on that home. Your interest rate went to 5.25%, and now your payment's $4,500. But can you even buy a home for 3-bedroom at $630,000? No, not in this market. Again, the numbers that I'm telling you guys, this was like early last 2022, but you couldn't buy a house in San Diego, 3-bedroom for $630,000 in 2022, January. So when your rate goes up by 1%, your purchasing power goes down by $70,000. Congratulations, you now can't even find a 3-bedroom home anymore at that point. And then again, you pull up Redfin, you pull up Zillow, and you start to show them on the spot. Obviously, in your market might be a little different. And then you show them the condo scenario as well, and they're going to start to see on the condo scenario, 4.25 interest rate versus a 5.25. Your purchasing power went down to 472 versus 525. You're not going to find a 2-bedroom condo in San Diego for 472. Payments $3,700. It's $3,700 now. The point is, act right now, because if the rates go up, your purchasing power goes down. In this slide, team, your job is to handle the objection of I'm going to wait for prices to go down. When prices go down, rates go up. Here, you're going to show them the example of if you wait for prices to come down and your rate goes up. Here, they're going to see in their own eyes that it doesn't make any sense to do that. This is why that slide is so important. Steps in the home buying process. Everyone likes to refer people to lenders first. No, that is a mistake. Your clients should be reaching out to you first. Steps in the home buying process: contact a licensed agent, gather your documents, and right here is what you want to tell your audience to take a photo of the slide. Hey team, all right guys, so if you're out there thinking about buying a house, this one's very important for you guys to take a screenshot. Go ahead, take a photo of it. Here are the steps in the home buying process. Number one, you're going to contact a licensed agent, AKA me. Number two, you're going to gather the documents, which I'm going to tell you in a second. You're going to meet with the lender to go over the options, decide which loan type is best, identify a home, submit an offer, and then complete the settlement process. Contact the licensed agent. And this is, again, you're talking to the audience. Why is it important for you guys to contact a licensed agent? Number one, we're going to guide you through the entire process. We're going to educate you. More importantly, we have vetted relationships. Use that term. Write this down. I know I'm giving you a lot of information, but I promise you, when you close a deal and you make $10,000 in commission off of this, you're going to be so grateful that you paid attention to every single slide that I'm giving you right now. Vetted partnerships. You must tell your audience, hey, listen, I'm the guy or I'm the girl who has vetted partnerships, but you're not talking about you in the webinar. You're just saying something like this. Hey, listen, team, so if you guys are thinking about buying a house, number one, you want to contact a real estate agent. Why a real estate agent first? Number one, they're going to guide you through the whole process. They're going to educate you on everything. More importantly, we have vetted relationships. The reason you come to us is because we've worked with multiple lenders. We've worked with multiple escrows. We know who's good and who's not, who's reputable, who's not, who's honest and who isn't. So when you contact us, but look at my hand, when you contact us, we're going to walk you through that whole process and get you in contact with the right people. Then we're going to negotiate in your best interest, and we're always available for you. Now let's talk about who can qualify out there. All right. So if you're a W-2 wage earner and you're on the Zoom call, you can qualify to buy a home. If you're a self-employed borrower, you can qualify to buy a home. If you're 1099 or you're a cash business owner, you can qualify to buy a home. And there's one more that's not on here. Everyone write this one down. ITIN. If you have an ITIN number, you can qualify to buy a home. Needs to be updated on there. Cherish, if you can please help me update that. ITIN on page 7. So now, okay, so let me tell you why this is important. The reason you have this important, because when you cover the first two myths, rent versus own, and what happens, I'm just going to wait for the prices to come down. When you cover the two biggest objections that people have, I'm going to continue owning, I'm going to continue renting because it's cheaper, or I'm going to wait for prices to come down. When you handle those two objections, you've already hooked them. This is why we put those two objections at the very beginning of the presentation. Renting sucks. And you waiting for prices to come down sucks. And here's why. Now you hooked them. After that, you're going to discuss who can qualify. All right. Now they're going to ask themselves, well, why should I stay on this call? Well, you can qualify if you have a W-2, self-employed, 1099 cash buyer, or ITIN. That's everyone out there. That is literally everyone out there. Now everyone's incentivized to stay on the call. Okay, audience, here are all the items that you're ever going to need in order to purchase a home. Take a screenshot, take a picture of this, I tell them. You need 2 years of tax returns, 2 most recent pay stubs, your 2 months of bank statements, your 2 forms of identification, and you need to grant permission to run your credit. This is where you as a real estate agent on the Zoom webinar really have to beat this over the head eloquently, not harsh, eloquently. Jim Rohn said, do not be lazy in language. Don't make people feel bad and do not attack them. This is what I mean. Hey, listen, guys, and you have to give them permission to run your credit. Okay, I get it. A lot of us like, no, I don't want to run my credit because it's going to affect my credit score. Here's my advice to you as a real estate professional. If your plan is to buy a home in the next 12 to 24 months, then you should not be running your credit score for anything else. Not a credit card, not a car, not a purchase, nothing. Your focus should be running your credit strictly for the home purchase and protecting it, right? Well, when your lender when you give them permission to run your credit score, it's not going to negatively affect you from qualifying for a loan. And what it will do is it will allow the lender to have a clear understanding of your entire financial profile. Your entire financial profile. And now the lender can tell you with accuracy what's holding you back, what you need to do to qualify, and we can provide you with a customized plan to help you qualify in the next 12 to 24 months. So please listen to what I'm telling you from a real estate professional standpoint. With my years of experience, let the lender run your credit. It's only going to help you. This is how you sell your audience on letting them run their credit. If you don't get that credit pulled, it doesn't matter what happens at that consultation. Your client will never have an accurate answer. Let me ask someone a question. Ashley or Vanessa Aguirre, one of you have a question. If you guys had to get a surgery, would you let your surgeon or your doctor perform surgery on you without an X-ray or MRI?
Absolutely not.
No.
Boom. Why would you let your lender pre-qualify you without doing an X-ray or an MRI? They need to do this. It's best for your clients. Make sure you sell that on that slide. All right, guys. So once you've gathered the documents, here's the next step. You're going to meet with the lender. You're going to get pre-approved. And here's what's going to happen at the appointment. Remember, real estate agents, this is you selling it on the Zoom call. Once you've gathered your documents, you're making it easy. Once you've gathered your documents, the next step's to meet with the lender. You're going to review your finances. They're going to review your credit scores in your report. They're going to calculate your debt to income ratio. And the only debt that is considered are the minimum monthly payments on all the reporting debt. Here is where you're going to blow everyone's mind. Listen to this. On this part, I want all of you to stop and I want you to ask your lender, hey, lender, let me ask you a question. So are you telling me that all of the debt that I have, the $50,000 car, the $10,000 credit card, that you're only going to be taking a look at the minimum payment, not the entire loan amount? And then the lender is going to have a dialogue with you. No, that's right, Gabe. We're not going to look at that $50,000 Tahoe payment. We're not looking at that $10,000 Macy's card that they have. We're actually going to calculate the minimum payment. And then you say this, wait, lender, you're telling me it's the minimum payment? Hey guys on Zoom, did you guys catch that? So if you have a Tahoe payment, a Mercedes car, if you have your small credit card, your credit cards, we're not looking at your debt. We're just looking at your minimum payment. So for a lot of you who are out there who are discouraged, you can still qualify to buy a home just with your minimum payment. Now, what you do is you inspire and you're motivating your audience out there. They're like, oh my gosh, this entire time, I thought you were going to look at all my debt. No, we're not looking at all your debt. We're only looking at the minimum monthly payment. Hey, lender, but what if I have like a Cox cable bill, my rent? What if I have a cell phone payment? Then the lender's going to hop in and say, no, we're not looking at those debt. We're not looking at that debt. We're only looking at the debt that's your installment payments that report on your credit score. Two separate things. So wait, audience, did you guys hear that? They're not calculating your credit card, your rent, your cell phone, your rent, your cable bill. They're only looking at the installment payments that report on your credit report. That's a huge thing. So if you guys are out there and you have a rent payment, you have multiple cell phones, you have car payments and high credit card debt, we're not looking at that. A lot of it's excluded, and we're only looking at your minimum monthly payment. This is why it's important for you guys to listen to the rest of this call and schedule a call with us. And I'm dropping in that hint. Lastly, you guys, when you meet with the lender, you're going to get approved. And if you don't get approved, don't worry about it. We're going to give you a customized plan on what you need to do so you can be ready in the next 6 months. And by the way, everyone, this consultation is complimentary. It's free. We're not going to charge you for it. We're just here to help you out. Sell that to the audience. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but here we go, team. Ready? Listen to this. All right.
Dave,
Oh yeah, sorry. I've been giving you guys a lot. I'm going to pause for a second. Go ahead.
sorry, no, this is me. I just wanted to give you a heads up that we have the next training at 12:30. So if you can wrap up in the next 60 seconds, please.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. I want to honor and respect Jose's training. It's at 12:30. I apologize for that. Thank you for the reminder. And I'm going to quickly go through this. I did just give you guys a lot of information. Can you guys tell me what questions do you have so I can answer them live with you right now? Unmute yourself if you have a question or drop it in the chat. I just gave you a mouthful in those last couple of slides. Too off of this hat. Anyone?
No, it's just a compliment. You're really good at selling.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Hi, Gabe. I have
Go
a
ahead, Ashley.
question.
Yeah.
You know how they say, you said that the loan officer is going to look at all the debt that you have, the monthly payments and all that. Let's say someone is saving up for a down payment, but they have credit cards. And do you think it's better to keep saving and have more money for the down payment, or to pay off those credit cards and things like that?
Wow, Ashley, that was a really good question. And you know what? Because I have not done this in such a long time, I made a mistake. When we're talking about giving the permission to run credit right here at this point, I'm so glad you brought this up. Cherish, please make a note of this. We need to have when you meet with a lender, we need to have an asterisk at the bottom of this, gather the documents, asterisk down here that says, do not pay any debt off yet. Do not close accounts. Do not pay any debt. Do not consolidate. Those 3 points on an asterisk right here, please. Ashley, thank you for asking that amazing question. Team, on this
Thank
one
you.
right here, when you ask, gather all the required documents and grant permission to run credit, right here on the Zoom call, you must let your audience know, hey, listen, do not pay your credit cards off. Do not close any accounts, and do not consolidate any of your loans. I know a lot of you out there think this is going to help you, but in reality, it can hurt you. If you pay off one of your credit cards to 0, your credit score will report negative. If you close an existing account that you have, your credit score will drop negatively. If you open up a revolving or you try to consolidate into one place, your credit score will negatively be affected. Do not pay anything off. I know it sounds weird. Do not pay anything off until you meet with us, because if you pay it off on your own, it can set you back 12 to 24 months until you speak with the first. Unless we tell you to do it, don't do it. So Ashley, right there on the presentation, you need to let them know, don't do anything with your credit. Don't pay anything off, because truth is, if they do it, it will negatively affect them. Just so you guys know, if you have an account, a credit card for like 5 years and you pay it off and you're like, I'm done with this crap, and you close it completely, well, guess what? You just lost all that credit history, and your score can drop like 20 to 50 points because you did the right thing. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Gabe.
All right, right here on the buyer webinar, you're going to transition into loans. You're going to cover the 3 most important loans, FHA, and conventional, and you're going to give them all the details. And you're going to say, hey guys, I want you to take a screenshot of this right here. And you're going to go one by one with all of these. FHA, you're going to ask questions. Hey, can I have a non-occupant co-borrower? It's all right here. And Cherish, can you help me? Can we schedule a part 2 for this, please? I want to do the presentation webinar live with them. So let's do that, please, as soon as possible.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave off right here, Cherish, on loan programs. Take a note. Thank you for doing that. So here, team, you're gonna tell them about loan programs, and then check this out. Look at this. Look at this one right here. Look at this slide. Look at all of the out-of-the-box loan programs that are available to them that no one talks about. I want all of you guys to check that out for a quick second. Look at that. Medical professional loan, investor cash flow, rural loans, down payment assistance, bank statements, foreign national loans, net worth income, restricted stocks. They can use their stock to purchase, fix and flip, pledged assets, bridge loan, cross collateral. Let's be honest. How many of you guys have heard of all these? Be real, drop it in the chat. How many of you have heard of all these loans before? Probably most of us, none of us have heard of these loans before. Why? Because no one's talking about it. Let's see who put it in the chat. She says, not me. Catalina says, not me. Who else? Is anyone else? I'm surprised that most of you heard of it. Anyone else not heard of these programs? Not me. I haven't. Des, of course not. All of these loan programs. Wow, no. Yes, Could you imagine how many more buyers you could be getting approved right now by talking about the 1099, the super jumbo, the bridge loan, the HELOC and second deed of trust, your net worth income? Look at this. You have someone who's really wealthy, they can do a net worth income loan using accounts to determine how much they can qualify for the house. This is all going to be in the presentation when we give it to you guys. And then after that, we're going to wrap it up right here. I'm so sorry, Cherish. I know I just wanted to give him, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, I want to honor Jose's time, and I know, but I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging with this. Last thing right here. I want you guys to summarize it on the webinar. Congratulations. So, hey guys, thank you guys for joining the webinar today. So congratulations. After you've gathered your documents, you've met with a lender, and you've got it pre-approved, what's next? Here are the next steps. We're going to set you on a home search. We're going to get you looking at properties, negotiate, get you into contract to help the winning offer. And here's my lender's contact information. Here's my contact information. And welcome to the Gabe Mendez group and the Gabe Mendez team right there. This is the entire presentation right there. I know you're trying to yay me off this call, but
yes, please. We really need to get everyone onto Jose. It's 12.
I apologize.
12:37.
I'm so sorry. I love to honor and respect time, and I'm so sorry. I had to choose between leaving you guys hanging and Jose's call, and I couldn't leave you guys hanging. So Cherish is going to, okay, I'm going to stop. Cherish, schedule a second call, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at the winner's circle. Was this helpful though? Yes, thumbs up. Like, yeah, was it good, you guys? You guys drop in the chat. Was it amazing? Did it help you out, save your lives, make you guys make some money? Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So Cherish, please schedule the second call, because I want to go through the whole thing with them as if they were my audience, and we can role play with them together live.
Yes, we will schedule it. So for now, if everyone can please hop into the next training with Jose Ojeda
Yes,
at
you guys,
12:30.
let's honor and respect Jose. Let's all jump over to Jose's training and support him as well. He's one of the coaches in the winner's circle. See you guys tomorrow. See you on the next call. God bless. Have a good day. Peace.
Thank you. Bye.